Hey everyone, it's Patty with Get Personal with Patty, and this is take 2 because I was interrupted because I did not have a sign on the door that says video in progress. Maybe I need to get one of those. Anyways, I want to get personal today and tell you about my day. And I want you to know that I'm coming to you because I trust all of you with my budget weekly and my hauls and grocery hauls. But this channel is also about something else. It's about my little hero, Grace, my daughter. She's 10, special abilities. She was born a micro preemie at 1 pound, 12 ounces in Maine on August 3rd, 2011. She's a spunky little girl. She's very social. She's very curious. She looks like any little typical child that you would see out walking around. As a parent of a daughter with special needs, I don't treat her like she has special needs. I treat Grace like she is a typical little girl, because to me, that's exactly what she is, a typical little girl. But today, I just feel spent. My energy level is gone. And a lot of it has to do with the energy that I spent this whole afternoon trying to educate educators. I was going to send Grace to a camp next week. It's in a local school program that successfully has a before and after school program right in the schools. They are a separate entity from the school. And I thought this would be a good opportunity for Grace because she is such a social child to get to know peers in around her same age. I say was because it was all set for her to go, and something came up today and yesterday and the day before with the director of the program not sure how to ask me questions on what Grace's medical conditions are. Grace does not have any medical conditions. Grace has a medical diagnosis. She has a medical diagnosis, but not a medical condition. So after many emails, I know you hear Max in the background barking, sorry about that. So after many emails back and forth that I honestly, one email in particular today, I spent 20 minutes writing because I just wanted to make sure I was writing it right, that I was expressing my thoughts, expressing my frustrations, I was so furious. But on top of all that, I was mad. I was sad. I'm sad. I'm sad because I feel like we have to continue to educate people on something that they should already be educated on. Had the director come to me directly and said, what can we do to help Grace feel more or be more successful in this program? Does she require anything from us as a program? Does she require any specific things from us? Does she require, I don't know, does she require a box of tissues to be with her at all times for, a runny nose? I don't know. I know that sounds so petty, but what they did is they gave me a form. And, I did have the form around here somewhere. I probably put it away 100 times because I didn't want to look at it. They sent me a form, and the form says it's like an individual care health plan. If some of you have children with special needs or special, circumstances, you might have to fill out this healthcare plan for their school. On the healthcare plan, though, it says to write down any medical conditions. Let me see if I have the form. I thought I did. Oh, yes, I do. Name of child. Okay, that's easy. Any change to the child's healthcare plan. Name of chronic healthcare condition. Description of chronic healthcare condition. Symptoms of that condition. Medical treatment necessary while at the program. Now, I can understand that no one wants to get sued, especially from a parent with a special needs kid. And they're covering, I figure, and I'm a smart person, I figure that they don't want, they want to know everything about our child to make sure that she's safe. And if medical attention is required, then they would be ready for that medical. I understand that. I completely understand that. What I don't understand is when I said to the director, I'm not sure how you want me to fill this out. This says description of chronic healthcare condition. Grace does not have a chronic healthcare condition. I said, I really don't understand this. Symptoms. I don't know what they're talking about. Medical treatment necessary while at the program. Well, between you and I and whoever watches this, she's going to be at the program, or she was scheduled, anyway, she was scheduled next week to attend 3 times a week for 3 hours a day with a personal care assistant, period. Somebody that we were going to pay who takes care of her now when we're working was going to spend that 3 hours with her, getting her to socialize with other children and really immerse her in this summer camp program so she can feel like one of the other kids, a typical kid, like we treat her, like our care providers treat her. And when I get this individual healthcare form and am asked to fill it out, and I say to them, I'm not really sure what you want me to fill out. I don't understand the form. The first director said nothing, said, like nothing. She just looked at me. The second director said, well, send it to your doctor's office. They usually know how to fill them out. So we did that. And the doctor's office came back with wheezing is their chronic healthcare condition. Symptoms, difficulty breathing. Medical treatment, albuterol. Inhale every 4 to 6 hours as needed. I mean, and I did sign this because I knew I had to get into them by today, so I signed it. Now, on the bottom of the form, it says for older children only 9 years of age or more with written parental consent and authorization of a licensed healthcare practitioner, this individual healthcare permits older school-age children, Grace is 10, to carry their own inhaler, blah, 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 blah. So I think, and I did speak to the doctor's office today and asked how or why they filled it out the way they did, because I wanted to understand it. I wasn't blaming the doctor's office for filling it out this way. I wanted to understand when they get this form from other parents, how and why do they choose to pick wheezing or anything to write on the paper and sign off on it. And the nurse said, well, didn't you as the parents ask for it to be written up as the albuterol? And we were like, no. We just sent the paper in and said camp was looking for this to be filled in, because I really didn't know what to fill in. So my frustrations lie. So I sent this in. Long story short, I sent this in, and I was told today that the doctor sent in wheezing. Well, that's not a chronic healthcare condition. This form is no good. You need to send this back to the doctor and have them fill out an individual healthcare plan form. So I went back and forth all day with these people, and I said, I'm not sure. Just come out and say it. What do you want me to tell you that I have not already told you in an application? Grace is going to be with you for 3 days a week. Next week, the week after, it might be 1 day. The week after that, it might be 2 days. End of August, it might be 4 days. But next week, it was supposed to be 3 days. What is it that I'm not giving you or telling you that you need this healthcare form filled out? Do you know that it took 4 emails, and I emailed everyone and their mother this afternoon? And it wasn't, I was very angry, and I was very irritated. I was very frustrated, and I was very sad, disappointed. That again, I feel like we, parents in general, parents with special needs especially, have to jump through hoops for our child to attend something, a camp that's for everyone, an inclusion camp that will help her socialize and become familiar with her peers and them her. Long story short, I did get a call at about 7 p.m. tonight from a director in another part of the state who said, explain to me what happened. So I did, just as I'm explaining to you. And I did tell her that back in May, I said to our immediate director down here, let's have a meeting. Let's talk about what this camp looks like for Grace and what our expectations are. What do you need to know about us? What do you need to know about her? What do you need to know about her PCA that's going to come and join her for that 4 hours that she's with you? No one called me back. 2 weeks ago, I went and I met with the director, filled out the application. I was very excited. I brought Grace with me, introduced Grace to the director. I said to her, it would be great if we could meet again. We haven't met yet. It would be great if we could meet with you, your director, myself, and my PCA, personal care attendant, who is going to be with Grace. Crickets. Until this week, when the healthcare form had to be filled out, when, all of a sudden, it's the last hour and you don't have her healthcare form. Oh, wait a minute. Wheezing, why would they write that? No, we need them to fill in this form again. Well, what do you want me to fill in? Give it to the doctor's office. I did. That's what they wrote back. They wanted the medical diagnosis written on this form. I don't think legally they can ask for that. I feel better because I'm expressing my thoughts to you, and I've expressed it to a lot of people. I'm sad because in this day and age, even today with the Supreme Justice making the ruling they did on abortion, it's not just women, it's parents of special needs kids that are always fighting. And I'm actually very tired of it. They wanted a diagnosis. They wanted my doctor, Grace's doctor, to put on this piece of paper that Grace has cerebral palsy. So I said to the woman who called me, okay, even if he had put down chronic health care condition, cerebral palsy, description of chronic health care condition, what would he have put for that? Symptoms, what would he have put for that? Medical treatment necessary while at the program, what would he have put for that? So if you want to know what my child's diagnosis is, then ask me. And ask me, perhaps the better question would be, do you think your child's medical condition, medical diagnosis will have an effect on her attending the camp? And how can we help you feel comfortable that she is here? And how can we feel comfortable that she is here? But don't beat around the bush and tell me that I have to fill out a form and she can't attend until this form is filled out. So I am not one happy mom tonight. The director actually was very nice though. And she said, because I said, pull Grace out, cancel my account. She's not going. I was really off I have been all day. I'm almost sick to my stomach about the situation, to be honest. But, I'll see what she comes back with and we'll move forward from there. It might not be next week. She is in a summer program for school anyway, so it might not be at all this summer. It might be the end of August. I'm not really sure yet. Right now, I have a very bad taste in my mouth and I don't know if I want Grace around that situation. So I guess the point of my story is just to tell you that we're doing it right. We are talking for our children who can't talk. And as much as they are our hero, we are theirs. So thanks for listening. And to my fellow parents out there with kids with disabilities, as I say, special abilities, just continue to be their voice, because we need to sometimes educate the educators. And the more that we get it out there, that people need to stop putting a stigma on a child with a special ability and treat them like every other kid, then, the world will be a better place. And, unfortunately, it's going to be their loss if she doesn't go, because she's a great kid. And I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. Maybe I got to just sleep on it and revisit it in another few days. Again, thanks for listening. This is Patty with Get Personal Patty. Bye. Have a nice weekend.